Hey, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. And the more I study this and get into this UFO phenomena and psychic phenomena and their connection with what the government will or won't do and what will and won't release, the more interesting it becomes. But obviously, they've been using paranormal psychology and other stuff to help communicate with us in many ways. Uh, this is a very funny situation with this man who bent spoons and whatnot and was able to do that. He had an early UFO experience, and Henry Kissinger uh, had a right to be paranoid because a lot of these guys have psychic phenomena that can read minds and do other things. And here's Jimmy Carter's wife, and he was bending spoons and stuff and doing some stuff there at a dinner, and turns to Henry Kissinger and said, "Now I want to do something different with you." And Henry Kissinger freaks out and says, "No, no, don't read my mind." And he backs out of his chair and he's having a major heart attack because he knew too much crap. This Henry Kissinger, he'd sell his soul to hell for money, and he'd done so in many ways. Didn't care who was hurt. But on with the story here. This Renlesham Forest incident where they touched the spacecraft and this guy got this message and all these formulas and stuff. They had tested this out and they knew about it, and these formulas that he had constructed uh, were accurate and real, and he had about 50 formulas that he came out with, plus his coded message. And long story short is this has all been revealed and shown and whatnot, and tested and proven to be accurate. Some said it was a con job, but with this accuracy that it had and these high uh, mathematical formulas, only people in these fields that really knew their stuff could figure it out. And this guy had this information. So this stuff had been going on for a long, long time, since the early 50s and 60s and beyond. And in this 60, 70 years, we've created our own spacecraft or other things. But this was really interesting with this formula this was put in here. And he talks about this guy that knew ancient languages, and he had figured this stuff out, most of it. Didn't know what this was, but anyhow.
Had some sort of background in language, and he said it looks Sumerian. So he looked at it, and he started to work on this, and here he is here, former public relations spokesman from MUFON. He's a writer for Huffington Post right now, and he got this, and he said it was the earliest, all the different Sumeric languages, it was the earliest of the Arabic alphabets, and the earliest Syriac alphabet, and he gives the name of it, and he says once he got that, which language it was, he said the characters fit perfectly. And he also said this is the language that was spoken by Jesus. Okay, so here's his analysis from his paper. He wrote a paper for Nancy Talbot dealing with this, and basically he goes through the figures, I won't go through, and he comes up with the word propulsion. The word is...
So they had these 0-point propulsion, free energy, 0-point, free propulsion systems dealing with time, space, warp drives, wormholes. This stuff is unreal, and the UFOs have been helping us, trying to help us to get out of this war race, trying to help us get out of nuclear waste and harm, because it's screwing up systems that they're in also. It's not just affecting us, it's affecting them. And we can travel with such speeds beyond light and beyond time, with such speeds that we're talking about traveling something as fast as the speed of thought, going way past light years. We know what we're doing, and way past these solar systems, and way past the Milky Way solar system, across systems, and far beyond. Uh, An interesting thing is, you get more into this, these higher density level beings, uh, they don't even need spaceships. These lower density beings, maybe fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth densities, sixth or seventh densities, somewhere in there, they may need spaceship and beings and with those spaceships. But these higher density beings, probably 7, 8 and 9 densities, if that's the highest. They don't even need spaceships. They just think and boom, they've traveled across the universe, appear to anybody, and go through walls and everything else. And they are like what we would call gods or angels. And they don't have any problem traveling through space-time and to different dimensions. Boom, it's just they think, and they do it, they command it, and it's done. We'll get into more of that later. But this stuff is extremely interesting and is being tightly controlled by the U.S. government and other governments around the world. They don't want this stuff out because this means if we have the propulsion and energy to do these things, we could do medical stuff we can't do currently. We can skip the highways. We can skip the planes. We can skip the landing fields. We can fly across space and time. We can do things with energy and space and time that we currently can't do, from heating to, we don't need any of the fossil fuels. We're talking about a whole new level of evolution and propulsion and energy and travel and time that needs to be seriously looked at and opened up. And this is coming during the millennium. If not before, then after. And so all this is going to open up to new money, new time, new energy, new experiences, new understandings where they won't be able to lie about this stuff or keep it undercover. And they won't be able to threaten us on it. This stuff will all be stopped as far as threatening us, and it'll all be opened up, and a new era will begin after Christ coming for sure. I don't know about before. They're going to try and make attempts to happen before, but I think it's going to be very slow in coming because the powers that be. Again, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. I will leave this guy's video link in the video and below my video. These things are all coming out from different sources. I like Stephen Greer's videos because, and some of this is also good with other individuals too that are pretty honest in what they're trying to reveal. But Stephen Greer, the interesting thing with him is he's trying to get this stuff out, trying to stop these nuclear threats and other things, nuclear war and armaments in space. We have no right to go to any other planet and do wars on it. We have no right to threaten other solar systems or planets or other peoples. We have no right to be doing that stuff. That is wrong, and it needs to be stopped. And if we do an exploration in space, it needs to be in peaceful means, and we need to use our energy and technology to work with people, not threaten and control people. That warmongering needs to be stopped, period. Again, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day.